Good day, mates. It's a beautiful night here in Adelaide, South Australia. That's right, Adelaide, South Australia. And I thought, why not take a walk in the park, that being Botanic Park, on my way to the Adelaide Botanic Gardens, or Botanical Gardens, I think, to be correct. But I'm gonna bring you along, and we're gonna go take a walk through the Botanical Gardens here in Adelaide. And it's free admission, which is right up my alley. And you know, I can't imagine that there's many tourists that come to Adelaide that don't make it a point to come and visit the Botanical Gardens. And as I turn the camera around, you can see why. Look at these trees. These are Morton fig trees, M-O-R-E-T-O-N, Morton fig trees. And these trees here, oftentimes if you're looking at pictures of Adelaide, you'll see these trees. Look at the roots of that tree right there. Is that something? Wow. I would imagine that these trees are quite old, if not over 100 years old, I'm sure. So they are really something. They are impressive. These trees with these roots kind of just crawling around the ground here, really quite impressive. And you can see all the bird droppings, and there are no shortage of birds here. As I've been walking into the park, I've seen all types of different lorikeets and parrots and what have you. Normally the type of birds that you might see in a pet store. Look at that. Wow. Look at those roots. Kind of like creatures crawling along the floor of the park here. Oh, just gorgeous. It really is. That is really a beautiful view. And I'm sure there's going to be no shortage of other beautiful views and scenery once we go into the Botanic Garden itself. It's a Friday night as I'm filming this, and the garden closes at 9 o'clock. So should have more than enough time to do a wonderful walk and talk through the garden here at Adelaide Botanical Gardens. Oh, these trees are massive. They really are. And I don't know if they drop fruit or not. And maybe they do. It's a rather quiet night tonight. Maybe a lot of the locals have headed home for dinner or headed out to the ocean, as it's a warm evening. Look at that. Here's a little bit of a different tree right over here. Look at this one with the stuff hanging down. And then, look at that. Give you a nice close-up view of it. It's like a wick. Wow. Actually be a pretty good photo. Something just kind of like that right there. Very cool. And somewhere on here I'm sure there's a little card telling you what kind of tree it is. I can't imagine this is a Morton fig. Must be something different. Very cool. It almost looks like a witch's broom, if you will. Look at that. Quite interesting. Alright, let's go on inside. I'm looking for something hanging on the tree here to tell me what kind of tree it is, but I don't see that at the moment. So we'll find our way into the actual garden itself. As you can see, I made my way to the gate entering the Botanical Gardens here, and this is actually called Friends Gate, which is probably one of the most ideal places to enter the gardens. A lot of good parking and what have you. Not quite sure what this building is right here. This is the North Lodge. It says you come in. This would be your North Lodge. Look at the ivy growing down the building there, and the windows, if you can see them. Look at the windows all covered in ivy. Quite a beautiful building. Trying to give you a nice perspective without the glare of the sun. There you go. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. I probably should have gotten a map, but I will just kind of wander my way through the garden and see what I'm able to share with you. It's nice to see some of these birds as I'm walking along, perhaps. Wow. Look at this. Really pretty. Here you've got some bamboo. It's hard for me to look at bamboo these days without thinking of a good friend, Carlo Panatatti, who put so much time into his garden in his own backyard, and he did a lot of, I think he did a bamboo fence, if I'm not mistaken. You got a lot of people writing their names on the bamboo. Look at that. See if I can actually share some of the scribble. Oh, look at that. Now that was not me, okay? I did not do that. I swear this is the first time that I walked in. Okay, so don't be calling the Garden Association, Botanical Garden Association, and say some guy named Tommy, or Tomo as they call me in Toowoomba, was doing graffiti on your bamboo. All right. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, let's see if I can't find my way out of here. I don't want to get lost, you know, and then having to send out a search crew. Hopefully that won't be the case. If I'm not mistaken, I found my way over to what is known as the Economic Garden. At least that was the only thing on the sign pointing in this direction. So I thought I would just take a walk down here and share some of this with you. I know there's a gentleman back in Michigan somewhere that is probably enjoying looking at this here, this garden. Look at these plants right here. Look at that. It's always nice walking through a garden such as this. Beautiful. Just up ahead I see a beautiful glass building that I've seen in some of the Heinlein images of the gardens here. So interesting to be walking and talking and feeling the warmth of the sun, all the while knowing that so many of my friends and family are up in the cold winter of the United States. up in the Northeast and other parts of America. And here it is summertime for me, and I'll be leaving here and heading probably right back to North America for their summer. And right through this arboretum would be the palm house, which is the glass building, and the fragrance in here is just really, really wonderful. Look at that. And here, look at the view coming out, if you can see it. This would be the palm house. And I sure hope that it's open. Well, sure it is. Look at this. There's a beautiful view for you right there. Just take a step back and frame it just a little bit. Beautiful. This is the restored palm house. Wow. 1995. Look at this. Beautiful. As one would imagine, it's pretty warm in here. Wow. It's beautiful. All types of different plants. I'd imagine my friend Phil up in Michigan could probably name a lot of these plants, such as this one right here. It's a Didiatia trolley, something like that, from Madagascar. Look at this view. Wow, that's beautiful. Really pretty. I really appreciate having this small little GoPro 9, which is just so much easier to handle and gives you some really good quality imagery and videos. Look at this plant, another plant from Madagascar. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Well, it's like a sauna in here. There's another beautiful view for you. It really is warm. I'd have to think about how many botanical gardens I've visited during my year down here in Australia. That's right, a year. It's been a year since I've come down to this beautiful country that's been so kind to embrace me. Look at that. I'd imagine they probably don't let the local kids play baseball anywhere near here. Even though, you know, if the kids were all like me, they'd never be able to hit it this far. I was always the one that struggled at baseball when I was a little kid. There's another gorgeous view. All right, let's go and see the rest of the garden. just past the Palm House is this beautiful view of a lake. As I'm panning across, there's all types of birds, ducks and what have you, that are just kind of enjoying the beautiful summer evening. I don't believe that this is open, but regardless, I thought it would be a nice thing to share. I'm sure during their busy times you can come here and sit and have yourself a nice refreshment. Talk about all the different things that you've seen or want to see here in beautiful Adelaide. It's quite interesting to contrast the different cities that I've visited on my trip, such as Sydney and Newcastle, Surfers Paradise, Cairns, Sunshine Coast, Melbourne. Adelaide has its own little vibe, if you will. They come up here. Look at this. Boy, look at how beautiful that is. Just gorgeous. There's a beautiful tree, which actually would make for a nice photo, just about like that. Just on the other side of where I was just standing is the entrance to the restaurant, the Botanic Garden Restaurant. Exclusive events by appointment, if you're so inclined. And it actually looks quite busy inside. Looks like there's quite a fair amount of people inside having a nice dinner on this warm summer evening, such as this couple is about to do. You can look at their website at the botanicgardenrestaurant.com.au. You are looking at the Amazon Water Lily Pavilion. The elegant, energy-efficient glass house was opened in 2007 to house the botanical jewel of the Adelaide Botanic Garden, the Victoria Amazonica, or Amazon Water Lily. The glass house is built on the site of the old Victoria House, originally erected in 1868 by the second director to house what back then was one of the first cultivated displays in the world of this unique water lily. To this day, the Adelaide Botanic Garden maintains its special connection to this remarkable plant, which grows in the quiet river backwaters of South America. Its giant, deeply veined leaves can reach nearly 3 meters across. The spectacular flower rises and falls from the center of the plant, changing color from white to pink as it matures. So let's go inside and see if maybe we can see some of these water lilies. I'm actually quite curious, because I may be heading to South America at some point in time. Wonderful. And here would be the entrance. Wow. Look at these. Look at that. That's something. That is just really say that I've ever quite seen something like this. In order to make seed, plants use all kinds of seductive tricks to attract pollinators. In the wild, this plant effectively sets up a nightclub for scarab beetles. It's really something else. Trying to move the camera a little bit. There you go. Look at that view. Boy, I'm just tempted to see what it feels like. I don't know. With the tour. Nice shot of the canal. Very nice. Probably should show you some of the other plants that are in here as well. Just outside the water lily pavilion, you have these beautiful plants here. Look at these. Very pretty. It's almost as if I have this entire botanical garden to myself on this summer evening. Maybe all the local Aussies decided to reach the beach and give this to me all to myself. Look at these beautiful flowers. That's something. Really beautiful. And just up ahead is this beautiful sculpture here. Look at that. Just beautiful. Try to give you a little bit of a close-up. Gorgeous. Just beautiful. This is quite the unexpected surprise. I was expecting to be walking amongst beautiful large Morton figs, but I found my way to a nice area of the garden that just has these beautiful pines. I believe these are some species of a pine tree. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Now there's the museum economic over there. I'm not quite sure if that's open or not. Beautiful. All right, let's see what else we can find here. You know, I'm walking along and I see this little building and I didn't really give it a second thought until I looked on Google Maps, and this unassuming but attractive little Yatala stone building was originally the mortuary for the lunatic asylum, the Dead House, built in 1882. Isn't that something? This is all that remains right here. Look at that. The dead house. Isn't that something? Wow. Alright. And over here, I believe they have the Delilah garden. Right over here. We'll go take a walk through this. Oh, it's a beautiful evening here in Adelaide. It really is. I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to come to Adelaide or not, but as luck would have it, here I am, walking and talking in the beautiful, beautiful botanical gardens. What a delight. What an absolute delight. Wow. You know, you see these gardens in pictures, but it's just not quite the same as walking amongst it yourself. Look at some of these flowers. Gorgeous. There's a little bumblebee. Every year, members of the Delilah Society and our horticultural staff come together and prepare and maintain this display. Very nice. Just beautiful. Try not to miss anything. All right. A couple other spots that I want to see before I call it an evening. So I'm walking along. There's various couples just laying out on the grass, enjoying a beautiful, beautiful evening. Is that not a sight to behold? You are looking at the Centennial Conservatory. Boy, what a beautiful building that is. So we'll go and take a walk through that, and as we do, I'll share another interesting structure with you. Look at this just over here. Quite interesting. Wow. Look at that. Oh, what a nice idea it was to come and visit the garden this evening. I'm not quite sure what that rather large brick building is just behind me. Boy, that's beautiful. Look at that. And they have different information on the walkway. It says below this bridge is the storage pond. The entire botanic garden is watered from this pond. Look at these beautiful ducks right here. And off they go. So the entire garden is watered from this pond right here. Now this is a sculpture here just up ahead. I forgot the name, but I saw this on the map as well. Look at this glass sculpture. You can just catch the sun going through it on the right hand side. Beautiful. Well, that would be a challenge to fly your drone right through that. I hope that Centennial building is open. That's a beautiful sculpture. It's like a wave crashing. I sure hope this building is open. Let's find out. Alright, so here we go, as the saying goes. Let's see if it's open. Well, yes it is. Isn't it nice when things work out like that? Oh, wow. Why are rainforests important? What threatens rainforests? What are the future? Boy, it is humid in here. For sure. Look at that. Gorgeous. Almost like you're just walking along with me, isn't it? There's a nice view. Look at that view. It is humid in here. This is one of my favorite plants right here, this one. I remember when I first saw these when I was in New Zealand, with a little curl up at the top. Here's yet another one right there. You would think there'd be some monkeys here in the trees somewhere. I guess I'm the only monkey in the building. Beautiful. I believe somewhere in here as well is a rose garden. So we'll go see if I can't find that to share with you. Fantastic. It is a shame that I cannot figure out how to share the fragrance of where I have found myself next. The National Rose Trial Garden of Australia started in 1996, and the first of its kind in Australia. The National Rose Trial Garden is a joint venture between the Botanic Gardens of Adelaide, the Rose Introducers of Australia, and the National Rose Society of Australia. The National Rose Trial Garden of Australia was initially established to simply trial roses not yet commercially released in Australia, be they bred in Australia or overseas. The character remains today and incorporates the following: to identify and promote the roses best suited to Australian growing conditions, to develop and promote Australian rose breeding, to provide general information on roses to the public, to provide feedback to rose breeders, growers, and retailers as those roses judged by the public to be the most popular. And then it says, for more information, nationalrosetrialgarden.net.au. So here you have the Rose Trial Garden. Look at this. And they're all numbered. They all have numbers on them. Boy, you know, when they talk about stop to smell the roses, it could be here all day long with all of these roses that are here. There's a beautiful one right here. Fantastic. And there you can see the Centennial building. Very nice. All right. So we'll see what else I can share with you as the sun's starting to go down, meaning it's getting a little bit late. Well, I'm on my way out and I found my way into it's called the Australian Forest here at the Botanical Gardens, and it's beautiful. It really is. And I've barely seen a soul in the time that I've been here walking through. Look at this tree here. It looks like its trunk is just made up of all wrinkles. Get a little closer and give you an idea as to the texture. It almost looks like it has a acne problem. You can see. Look at that. Very nice. Boy, and the ground is like a cushion as I'm walking. Well, coming out of the Australian forest, it would appear that I found my way back to the same spot where I came in. And it's a wonderful opportunity to wrap up this video. Definitely a nice place to spend a little bit of time if you're here in Adelaide. Really a wonderful park. Look at that. And just up ahead, if I'm not mistaken, is the bamboo where I didn't write my name Tommy on it. And if anybody accuses me of the same, I'll deny it. It wasn't me. hard to imagine that there's two Tommies in Australia, but obviously there is, unless somebody was trying to set me up. But you know, I didn't see any kangaroos, I didn't see any koalas, and I didn't see any lions, tigers, or bears. Oh my. But I did see a lot of other wonderful stuff. So here we go back out through the same gate that we came in. So folks, I hope you enjoyed the visit to the beautiful botanical garden here in Adelaide as we go out the Friends Gate. Have a great day.